What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. This is TW Motorsports, and today we have several things to accomplish, and they're all working on the shop. But the very first thing I want to do is my wife got me these cord reels for Christmas. She got me two 50-foot cord reels off Amazon. I'll list these in the description down below. Guys, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount one up kind of about in front of the 52 on that wall. And then I'm going to mount the other one on the ceiling. So in order to do that, I'm probably going to have to put a stringer in, which I did get one. I also have two more lights to mount. I wanted to get some additional lighting. So for a couple reasons, I'm going to move these lights that you see here over one, and I'm going to put some in the middle. And the reason being is I'm going to get a little more light over here on like the bench, and I'm going to get a little more light in the center. And then when I eventually put the two-post lift in here, that light was going to be in the way anyway. I'm going to cover the ceiling at some point too. So anyway, other than that, so the lights, the cord reels, I also want to put up my new hose reel for my compressor. So, and I think what I'm going to do with it is I want it somewhere kind of in the center. It's I think 50 feet, it might be more than that. Anyway, I'm thinking like somewhere over there on that wall, because my compressor is going to be in that back wall. Now, once I get the walls covered, I'm going to run some lines for the compressor, not only up to the front here, but I'll probably put one in the back, maybe one over here. But the compressor will be in that back corner is where I kind of want to keep it. So because I want, as of right now, I only have one hose reel, I want to put it, I think, right in here so I can reach everything I need. I don't really use it a lot. I have to have it for my lift, which I'll drop a line down when we cover the ceiling. But other than that, just to air up tires. So I want to make sure that it can reach outside. I want to make sure I can reach anything in here. And if it is 50 feet, which I'm pretty sure it is, I'm pretty sure it's 50 feet, it will reach the entire length of the shop, and then be able to go outside to air up like lawnmower tires and whatnot. So that is the plan for today. I'm hoping it all happens today. I don't know if my dad might show up to help me with the lights, but other than that, let's get started. I'm going to start with the first cord reel, and like I said, I think we're going to put it right up there. So a couple complaints that people have, and it is kind of a pain in the butt, but these don't come off. And I think you could probably get them off, but you'd have to disassemble it to do that. And it does kind of suck that that's the case. But I'm thinking like one right in here. I'm not sure. That's about where I want it, right about there. So I'm going to mark it, and then I'm going to just use some lag bolts to mount this thing. I'm going to pre-drill some holes. I'll tell you what, it's going to suck to put it on the ceiling. I'm going to probably bolt it to the stringer and then nail it into place. All right, let's go get a drill, and we'll drill some pilot holes to get the, I got some lag bolts at a local hardware store. We'll grab some of those after we drill some holes and get this thing mounted. Let's see if we can drill some holes here. Another complaint that people have is it doesn't come with bolts. Now, it does come with bolts to mount it to like brick, which are these guys here. They're similar to like concrete anchors. You have to drive them in, but you know, I didn't expect it to come with the stuff to hang it. Neither one of my cord reels, not this one or the actual one for the hose, for the compressor, they didn't come with any either. So that's just, you know, you're just gonna have to go to a local hardware store. I'm just using some lag bolts that you'll have to screw in, and a washer. Now it is gonna suck, like I said, to get these started, just because the bracket doesn't really come off. So for the one up above, I'm definitely gonna have to hang it with the stringer. Not gonna be fun here, guys. And my bolt heads are too big to go through the holes, but I wanted a good solid bolt. I'm gonna have to go get a ratchet. Hopefully I can get a ratchet head in there. I think I can. Okay, so a ratchet was a way better option. I'm hoping you guys can see this. Getting these started is never fun. It would be way easier if the thing came off, but I'll deal with it. I think we'll have to go back and forth since we don't have a ton of room here. And I'll probably have to go to a more aggressive socket. This little 1/4-inch drive probably isn't going to fly when we get down to the end. It might. I could at least take my hand off of it from holding it. I'm gonna go get a ratchet with a little more leverage. Way better. Oh, it's going in. You know what sucks is I'll eventually, when I cover these walls, have to take this stuff down, but I'm not sure when that'll be. And I want to use this stuff now. Ooh, that's a tight fit in there. And I did kind of cheat, guys. I used the easiest, I'm doing the easiest one to install first. So the first one is in. I like it. That'll be perfect. It can fold up out of the way when I'm not using it. I've got a plug in right here for it. Perfect. Yeah. And it'll stay out of the way of the garage door. Looks good. So for this one up here, I am going to use a board to go across. Now I probably could put it on this rail here, but I'm gonna go ahead and put another board in between. I've got a 2x4 I'm gonna cut down, and then I'm gonna mount it to it, and I'm gonna have my son come out here and help me hold it up while I screw it in. So this one's gonna suck because it's over my head, but I'm gonna have more overhead work anyway with the lights. So not a huge deal. Let's get this one in. Now we got that other one in, and I did cut that board a little long so I could kind of knock it in and it hopefully stayed in place. And then my son was holding the other side with an extra 2x4. So that one is where it needs to be. I lengthened the stopper so I can, you know, I have to reach for it, but I don't want it hitting any cars when I'm pulling in and out. And most of my stuff slams, so I don't think we'll have a problem. But onto the one for the cord or the hose reel. We're gonna mount it, like I said, over here. So I'm gonna go grab something to measure with. And I think right here, so I can screw into the studs. I'm gonna use these 2x6s though, instead of the 2x4, because that thing is very, very stout. So this one doesn't have a swivel, which makes me a little bit nervous about where I mount it, because I want it up high enough where it's gonna clear a car, because the thing sticks out quite a way. So I think I'm gonna put it a little higher than I did the other stuff. I took my original measurements on that other side, but I think we're gonna go up, kind of like right here. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm using two 2x6s because how far the length is between mounting. I would just be on the edges, and this thing is really heavy, so I don't feel comfortable like that. So I think this will work. And I can always move it at some point if I don't like it where it's at. So I'm gonna go ahead and screw this in.
We smash the ends.
So got that up, and holy cow, that thing is heavy. That's why I wanted to mount it on those 2x6s, so it would definitely sustain the weight. But at this point, I do need to get, I gotta get a line to come out of here to go into my compressor, my compressor for now. But I think that this is gonna work. Pretty excited about this, and it reaches all the way to the other side of the shop. It is 50 feet, so I can get all the way to the other side of the shop with it. I can get all the way out of the door, because we're like midway here. We're about 22, 25 feet, so I can go another 25 feet outside, which makes it perfect. And well, let's move on to something else. So I started this video quite a while back, and so today we're gonna finish it up. And so some of the things that I've done after you guys saw me install the hose reel is I got a hose that goes from the hose reel over to my compressor, which is back there in the back corner. And then I told you that I was gonna put some more lights in. And so I've done that, and all I did was I bought 2 more lights of the exact same kind. And originally we had these here, and then these lights that are in the center here were over one. So what I did was I moved them to where they're at now, and then I installed those 2 on that end. And so the reason I did that is because there was, I noticed when I was over there working, and I've got such a mess right now, but I noticed that when I was over there working, there wasn't a ton of light. And I know a couple of you guys had said I need more lights in here, and you were definitely right, because adding just those 2 more made a huge difference. And all I did, I was gonna show you guys this, but it was so dark out here while I was wiring them that I just tied in, I've got a junction box here in the center here, and so all I had to do was hook this one to this one and then bring that one into the junction box. So kind of temporary for now as far as the wiring. You can see the wiring up there because it's all going to be hidden, and right now they're just hanging by some 2x4s that I have up there, because once I cover the ceiling they'll actually bolt to the ceiling. But it's really coming together. But now, so we've got all the hose reels in, as you guys seen. So I might add a couple more of those. The other thing that we did, because we got one more thing that's really pressing in my opinion, but you can see that we added, we finished up the box here, the covers on it now. Everything's hooked up, and I've got a little lead here because I'm going to put a welder hookup right here. That's what this guy's for. And then obviously with the wife's Tesla, we needed a 220. It's not real easy to put a 220 in my garage upstairs based on where my fuse block is, or where my breaker box is. So we've decided that she can just do a regular 110 plug for now, but I did put one out here, so like if we're in a pinch and we really want to get it charged up quickly, that's what this guy is. So I'm sure a couple of you guys will see that in the video and have wondered what odd plug that is, but that is actually the Tesla plug for my wife's car. So other than that, look at this on my, I don't know what that's from. Other than that, the main thing, the reason I have the ladder out here is, guys, this heater that I bought, while it does a good job of warming it up, it just has too many fumes in my opinion, and it's sporadic. Sometimes it wants to work, sometimes it spits out a bunch of fuel and doesn't want to work. And so I have got a heater that we're going to install, and I've got the bracket up there. And this heater, while it's really not probably big enough for the size shop this is, I've talked to a ton of people that have used it and they've had great luck with it. It's a 10,000 watt from Comfort Zone, and I'll list it in the description down below. Just ordered it off Amazon, and I've talked to a couple people that have this in bigger shops than mine, and while they say it won't make them sweat, it actually will keep it around 65 to 70 degrees. And I talked to a guy that had it in a 50 by 60 shop that didn't have as good an insulation as I have, and he said he can keep it at 70 no problem. So I figured we'd give it a try. It's relatively cheap. I want to say it's like $250, maybe a little more than that. And then I've obviously, because we're hooking it's electric, I got some pretty thick wire here. This is 6 gauge. And then I also have a new 50 amp breaker in this bag here. So we're gonna attempt to hook that up. Me and my dad are gonna do that today. And then in this video, I'll report to you. Right now, the temperature out here is 42 degrees. So kind of chilly, and that's not gonna work. I can work in like 50 degrees, but 40s and 30s, that's just a little too cold for me. So We're gonna set this thing up. I've got my dad coming over to help me wire it. Like I said, I've already got the bracket bolted to the ceiling here, and this is kind of where I want to put it, so I don't have a long lead. We've just got to go from there to there, but we're gonna wire the back of this thing and get it up in the air, and then we'll test it. So we got this thing up and started at 46 degrees. You can see it's saying, well, maybe you can or can't. You can see it's saying 48 degrees right now. It is running, everything's working, all hooked up in the box. So we're gonna test it here. Started at 46, I think it's roughly, well, it just went up to 50 actually. It's roughly, what is it, 40 degrees outside? 43, I think?
About 40 outside.
Probably about 40 degrees outside. The shop when we started was at 46. This is showing up to 50 now, but I'm gonna use the thermometer on the other side to gauge where the temperature goes. So we're gonna let it run for maybe an hour or so, and then we'll check back in and see where it's at. So at this point, this thing's been running for about an hour, and the temperature's warmed up to about, well, let's just take a look on my phone here, what the temperature is outside. It is 48 degrees outside, and this thing's running right now, so it's like whisper quiet in comparison to this heater, which honestly, guys, this thing does a quicker job, which obviously it would because it's 210,000 BTU, and this guy is not. This is a 10,000 watt max, and like I said, I'm asking it to heat an area that's probably bigger than what it's supposed to. But we started here, I set this thing at like 70, and it's showing to be 68 degrees up where the heater's at. Now, I know that I'm losing a lot because I don't have a ceiling, but once I get a ceiling in, this thing's gonna be even better. And a majority of the time, we don't have a ton of really cold weather here. We've just had a spell here where it's been really cold, but right now, it's not too bad. Like, I think today's high is supposed to be like 58. But on the other side of the shop, so I purposely put this thermostat, or not thermostat, but thermometer on the other side of the shop because I always kept the heat on that side just to see kind of where it's at. But we are just shy of 60 degrees down here at this level. So I imagine if I hung that thermometer up, you know, let's say even with the window there, probably we would be, I don't know, in the high mid 60s, 63, 64 would be my guess. So the other cool thing about this is, no, you don't have to climb up there. It actually comes with the remote. So I'm pretty impressed with this thing. You can see, I'll turn the temperature up here, and it works from all the way across the shop. You can see I can turn it up to, I don't know what the top setting is. 90 degrees is the top. Obviously, we'll never get it to 90 in here. Maybe when it's like 70 outside, we can get it to 90. But like I said, I really just wanted something to knock the chill off. The couple reasons that I wanted to go to something like this, and it may change down the road, like I said, for like 250 bucks or whatever this cost, I thought it was worth a try. And I've read some success stories and talked to some guys that have used it, but that thing was costing me in kerosene about $45, 46 bucks to fill up. It's about $4.60 a gallon for kerosene. That holds 10 gallons, and that would last me about 10 hours. So I know this is gonna raise my electric bill, obviously, but a couple people had said they'd put 2 of these in their shop, but I think for just knocking the chill off, like I said, I don't need to be 90 degrees out here. I don't even need it to be 70. If it's just like 60 or above, I can be fine. And the other cool thing is I can come out here a couple hours before, or I can just set this at the lowest setting and just leave it on all the time. That way it maintains, like, you know, 50 degrees or something like that out here, and it's not trying to heat up from scratch. I think that probably is the best option as far as, like, you know, you don't turn your thermostat completely off in your house. When you leave, you just turn it maybe down, or in times when you're not there, it automatically turns down. So pretty impressed so far. Like I said, it's raised it, what, 10 degrees, maybe even more, actually closer to 15 degrees since we started this process. So I think that's it, guys. We've done a lot of upgrades. We've done a lot of upgrades in the shop here. Obviously, we've added all the plugs, all the new cord reels. We added some more lights. It's coming together. I don't have any plans of doing any kind of wall covering or ceiling covering anytime real soon, just because, like I said, I've spent a ton of money on just building the shop, and I'd really rather put that money into projects because it's workable now. You know, I don't have to have the wall covering to finish a project, but I really wanted to have heat in the wintertime to finish a project. So I really don't have to have the wall covering as of right now, so it's gonna get put off. Same thing with like the 2-post lift. While I do wanna do that, I'd really like to finish the Trans Am and get some other stuff accomplished before I worry about maybe adding more tools on. But if you guys like this video, please go down in the comments and let me know about it. Let me know if you've ever used one of these heaters and what your experience has been with them. I'd like to hear from you guys if you have any experience with these type of heaters. And well, like always guys, if you did enjoy this video, please smash that thumbs up button. While you're down there doing all that, make sure you hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, and ring that little bell icon that notifies you every time we drop a new video. And stay tuned, because we're gonna get into some of these cars very, very soon.